Hello everyone to another video, and in this tutorial I'm trying to create a complete pipeline for creating every kind of character, starting with this robot character. This is gonna be a series where I make different characters and explain why characters are sometimes a straightforward process and sometimes it's a bit of back and forth, because every character is unique in its own style. The first step in creating characters, or anything really, is to collect references to get an idea of what you want to create. You can use ArtStation or Pinterest or any website you like to collect images that you're interested in. After that comes the concept art, which means drawing the idea in 2D before going to 3D. That's because it's quicker and more flexible to come up with ideas in this way. Nowadays, concept artists use a mix of 2D and 3D in their artwork. But as an independent artist, a quick sketch will do it for me. Sometimes there are additional steps, like doing a test rig for more complicated limbs. But that's for next week's video. The third step is blocking, and it's a step that a lot of people skip, but I strongly advise not to. You don't want to look at your model after it's finished and discover that it's not appealing to the eye because you messed up the proportions, for example. The fourth step is modeling, where we shape the different parts of the character out of simple shapes like cubes, cylinders, and even simple planes. I replace the previously placed blocking parts with new ones for a cleaner mesh, and sometimes I reuse the part from the blocking stage if they will do. Modeling is a complicated step on its own, because there's a lot of techniques and tools to learn and use. To get different clean shapes, that's why you should spend a lot of time practicing on it if you want to become a modeler. I take care of the shape of the joints, so they work correctly when animated. The next step is unwrapping. The best way to describe this process is to get a character, skin the character, paint on specific parts of its skin, and then make the character wear its own skin back. Back in the old days, unwrapping was a time-consuming process, and it still is, but now there's a lot of ways to automate it and save a lot of time. The step after that is surfacing. You may know this step as texturing or materials, but surfacing is a bit more accurate. In this step, I give every object a feel, instead of the gray color I had before. So this part can be metal, and this part can be plastic, and so on and so forth. Adding more layers can add to the realism or details to the character, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. And due to the fact that I unwrapped this model, I can place texts or images, or even draw on any part of the body, so I'm gonna put my logo on the robot shoulder. For the face, I took the unwrapped face that I made and drew simple faces, because the character has a screen for a face and can display different faces or symbols. I added some effects for the images I made in After Effects to make it look more like a screen. And with this node setup, I can change the faces when I animate. The seventh part here is rigging. Rigging is giving bones and skeletons to the character, because for now, what we made is a statue and can't be animated without rigging. There's a lot that goes into rigging, like IK, FK, constraints, shape key, and a lot more, that we will dive into in other videos. Now our character is fully colored and ready to animate. Hope you learn a thing or two. See you next week.